What's up? Welcome. Marcus Ferrell live late night show. I was planning on going on live an hour ago. Got caught up in some other things, but I wanted to go ahead and deliver the information that I have right now. Welcome to Marcus Ferrell live. Tonight's program really is on this right here. Save it, share it out to the people who are watching on Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you're watching it from. We're going to get into it real quick. Theme of the night is America is irritated. ICE is the symbol and Trump is the cause. Now, I want to get into why people are mad and why the Trump administration sort of earned this, right? This isn't just activists or immigrants upset anymore. ICE has become a symbol of American governmental disrespect. People feel like they've been talked down to. They feel like they've been lied to. They're starting to feel powerless when agencies refuse explanation. They feel like force is replacing law. White people feel like they're black. And I'm not talking about the ones that understand. I'm talking about the ones that didn't mind voting for Trump. I'm talking about for the first time you have conservatives and moderate, very, very moderate Democrats who believe that America is this great place and police would never harm and hurt anyone. The federal government will never harm or hurt anyone. And shout out to the police departments across the nation that are refusing ICE and their orders. Shout out to the police departments. And I don't do that much. I'm definitely someone who's about police accountability, but I do have to give them a props for holding ICE accountable. So a lot of these folks are understanding that their communities are the ones that are under attack. I hope we can keep this same energy. I really do hope we can keep the same energy. But first we have to get through ICE. There's a lesser known fact. ICE is not required publicly to release disciplinary outcomes for most internal investigations. That means that they can do whatever they want to, and they can say that they're punishing someone, but in actuality, they don't have to report anything to the general public. Most civilian oversight boards have no jurisdiction over federal immigration agents. So the translation of that is they answer to themselves and dare you to complain. Please click that. Black folks clock this immediately. When the state stops explaining itself, it's not because it doesn't think you matter. The condescending aspect of this, and I want to say this easy. Republicans keep saying law and order, but they cannot explain the law part. If a federal agency can ignore local law enforcement, that's not toughness. That's a bit of arrogance, right? And I say that to my moderates, whether Republicans or Democrats. I say that to moderates. And to my young folks, I want to say this. ICE feels like a gang because it moves with numbers, weapons, and zero accountability. I want to name the names real quick because this didn't fall from the sky. These are the people who are responsible. If you don't know who is responsible for what's going on with ICE right now, I'm going to go ahead and name the names. Donald Trump. He is the permission structure. Pam Bondi. She is the DOJ pressure weapon, basically. I've had problems with Bondi. I'm from Florida, and she's out of Florida also. Kristi Noem. She's the DHS first posture. Greg Bovino, who I believe Bovino got fired today. He believes in escalation over restraint. And Mike Johnson, the congressional paralysis cause maker. Agencies have been based on what leadership rewards. You got to think about this for a second. ICE has gone out of their way to, they're one of the highest paid federal agencies to join, averaging anywhere from $40,000 to $60,000 if they sign up to terrorize Americans. What's interesting to me is that these folks get paid to be criminals. They get paid to be criminals. These agencies are based on what the leadership rewards. So Trump is rewarding loyalty over law. Trump can give a damn about the laws of America. Trump only cares that his minions does what he needs them to do. And at the end of the day, like I said earlier today, this is a practice round for completely trying to use physical force. The same January 6th people that were involved in everything on January 6th, these are the same folks, but now they have badges and the federal government behind them to say that your legal behind, that your legal self, now you are illegally voting. You think they're practicing with immigration? No, this is a power play. And it's unfortunate that the people who passed away. And one of the reasons why they passed away is because, well, the black folks didn't come out there fast enough. I want y'all to understand that. A lot of people don't believe me when I say this, and these are good meaning people. Folks want to keep race out of it because, ICE is actually attacking white folks, and none of it's good. All of it's from a fascist regime called the Trump administration. But we can take it a step further, and I want to let you guys know that if black folks were out there protesting like we were with Black Lives Matter and ICE, it would have elevated at a very high level, a higher level than it is right now. And a lot more people would have gotten hurt. But it had to go down this exact way. It had to go down this way because laws will actually change right now. When you start hurting white folks that don't have anything to do with nothing but just want peace in their communities, when you start messing with those people, laws start to change. Funders start to notice. Donations start to change. The people who fund organizations, the folks who are considered taxpayers, the folks that our laws are written for are now being attacked by an oppressive regime. It's a scary thought. But what should scare people, should scare the Trump administration more than anything else, my friends, what should scare the Trump administration more than anything else, it is the first time in a very long time, I want to almost say, since Fred Hampton in Chicago with the Black Panthers, that there is support from multiple races over one issue. Black folks still support it. Just because we ain't out there protesting don't mean that we don't support it. And don't get it wrong. There's some black people who are like, I hate the immigrants and this, that, and the other. Well, that's not personally me, because I know that those folks ain't taking our jobs. Because I know that those guys, we aren't even trained for the jobs that some of these folks have. But that's just my personal opinion. You don't necessarily have to have that. I do agree with this point right here alone, that this is the first time in a very long time that different classes of folks, different colors of folks, different parties. You got Republican lawmakers right now as we speak questioning the Donald Trump administration over their viewpoint on the Second Amendment. The NRA is basically saying, so when did we allow good red bone job having white men, when are they not able to go anywhere they want in our God-fearing country and not have their right to bear arms? Trump, I have a problem with that. They do. They do. Trump believes in loyalty over law. Trump believes in aggression over restraint. And the most important thing that they're not really good at, the Trump administration, is they think they're good at it, but they're not good at it because they're not working, is their narrative control. They are not the best narrative control. They don't have the best narrative control over this situation. And what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is the Trump administration now, currently, in the year of our Lord, 2026, is still telling people, don't believe your lying ass eyes. Clip that. You're now rocking with Marcus Ferrell Live. Please share this out if you're anywhere. If you're on Twitch or you're on any of the other streams watching me, share it out, man. Make sure people know about it. And if you like anything that I'm saying, feel free to send me a super chat. I really would appreciate it. Family, it is what it is. I want to just deliver the news the way that I see it. Marcus Ferrell, 1/3 of the mighty clickbaity political thirst trap. Their narrative control is absolutely ridiculous at this point. The Trump administration went ahead and said that in both cases of both the Minnesota shootings, that both people were committing terroristic actions. That was their immediate response to American citizens getting killed. There wasn't even a "we feel bad for the family" from the Trump administration. Kristi Noem, Pam Bondi. They didn't even say, "I feel bad for the family. It's unfortunate what happened." They didn't send any condolences. What did they do? They doubled down on a false narrative, and they literally think that anything that they say, we as American people are just supposed to believe that over our own eyes. It's a problem, my friends. When Trump changes the tone, agencies change behavior. ICE didn't wake up angry. ICE woke up protected, right? And this is top-down behavior. There's a reason why ICE feels like they can get away with what they get away with, and you're absolutely right. ICE believes they can get away with it because Trump told them that they can get away with everything that they're doing. I'm sure they're sitting somewhere. By the way, did you know that ICE can go in your house now? Did you know that? I hope you knew that. ICE can officially now go in your house without a warrant, snatch you up. How did they get this power? How they managed to get this power? Oh, I remember. Yeah, Harris, right? She was the worst person on the planet. Now, don't get me wrong. The vice president had her own issues. But if we're going to keep it 1,000 all the way buck, it would not have gotten this far. Where protests are in the streets and the federal government is out here killing American citizens. But this is top-down behavior. Clip that. Don't over-personalize Trump. Don't take it too seriously. I just want to let y'all know that Trump made chaos normal. All the things that he was doing, grab him by the pussy, all the words that he was saying, everything that he was doing on his way to becoming the president the second time, hiding the Epstein files. Trump has made chaos normal. That's what narcissists do. They normalize chaos. Trump has turned conflict into strategy. He's made otherism normalized. The Trump administration has made otherism normalized. Now they can point at someone, consistently point at someone and say, you know what? It's their fault. But see, there's not enough people of color in this country to always make it their fault. That's why I want to tell my white friends, hey, white friends, hey, white people that enjoy us, enjoy America, do me a favor. You might want to start talking to your cousins because they think that it's just going to stop with black and brown people. You think Trump wouldn't stop at deporting your ass back to Europe if he could? This is not about color. This is about big business. This is about corporations being able to take your home. These folks have had this conversation, and Trump is not smooth enough to hide the fact that he's doing the bidding of billionaires, where they no longer want you to be able to have a deed and own a deed. They no longer want you to be able to have a car. They want you to rent everything, get paid very low amounts of money, and not be able to live off of working one job. They want all of us to be serfs, servants, enslaved people. And it's funny that the one group of folks that identified this early voted the right way. That's black Americans. You think ICE is just here to snatch up illegal immigrants, which in itself is issues. You got it all twisted. ICE is here to intimidate the American citizen. ICE is here to scare you, my friends. Trump replaced competence with loyalty. Trump trained people to distrust outcomes. And that's how we got into this mess. Oh, Trump, all he has to do is say fake news once or twice. Fake news. Trump, you lost by 400,000 votes. Fake news. Trump, your polling numbers are lower than hell. Fake news. And there's 1,000 people there's 1 million people that will run across it and believe it. Until someone gets shot in the face on television. Is that what it takes, America? For y'all to believe that Trump is full of crap and it lies to you about every single thing? He doesn't even currently believe his own polling numbers. But here's why people are pissed. Because everything feels louder. Nothing feels stable right now. Our politics in America don't feel celebratory. They feel like a stress test. When you mention politics now, it builds up angst. You feel like you're at war with something. That's right. Hands Up says the system was primed for Trump to take advantage of it. You're absolutely right, my boy. You're absolutely right. More than just prime. More than just prime. It's been waiting for the God King to come for a long time. It's just other presidents didn't take advantage of it at the blatant level that Trump is doing it. He's trying to expedite the process so tech bros can go ahead and call this America a gold mine. See, we don't have the resources that Africa has. They can't go to America and dig out all of our resources. What American resources are is your hard work, your dollars, your dimes, our social media content. If you look at TikTok and what they did over there at TikTok, where they used to pay people thousands of dollars for making content, and now they pay them 50 cents for something that someone would get $200, $300 for. This is the grand takeover in America, people. It's the grand takeover. You could call me capping, say I'm lying, say what I'm saying is just full of it. But at the end of the day, these tech bros are the reason why we are where we are right now, and Trump is just doing their bidding. That's why Elon Musk ran off on the plug twice with all of our data and all of our information. Elon Musk knows more about you than your doctor does. Probably just as much as your spouse does. Y'all think it's a game out here. Trump calls what he's doing strength. Adults call it instability. And Trump didn't break America. Trump just removed the guardrails. He really just exposed the truth. There's a whole system that needs to change right now, and Trump is exposing it because Trump just went all the way full corporate. He went all the way full authoritarian. You ask the average black person right now in America, hey, did they expect this from Trump? They're going to say yes. You ask the average Trump voter, whether they're a moderate Trump voter or a Democrat that just didn't want to vote for a black woman or whatever it is, did they expect this? They're going to say no. But it was one constant the whole time. That was the African-American community. That was the black community of America, who already knew a long time ago that Trump is about to do all of this because he really wants to take it all. So maybe folks need to believe us a little bit more, but this is not about being black. It's just a black perspective. I want to get into something else real quick. Republicans can't govern, so they flex. See, the Republican Party, they miss votes, they pull bills, they threaten shutdowns, and they fight each other publicly. Mike Johnson is a hot mess. He's literally said on one podcast recently that he is stressing out, that if he feels like he's herding cats. That's because you're doing the administration's bidding against the American people, and even Republicans that wanted to quit but are still there realize that their constituency does not want what Trump is doing right now. They threaten shutdowns. They fight each other publicly. Mike Johnson is not a leader. That guy is somewhere right now counting heads like, how many people do I have left, and praying. That's all Mike Johnson has left right now. He's on his last legs. You might as well go ahead and just call it a day. We need to figure out who's going to be the next Speaker of the House. And hopefully they are willing to do the fight and fight the Republicans the way they want to. Let me tell y'all something. Let me go ahead and say this, just keep it 1,000. People need to go to jail, man. They need to treat the current administration like they treated like black people did it. People need to go to jail, man. And I'm not saying that because I am not a Trump fan. I'm saying that because these guys are actively really breaking the law right here in front of our face. You mean to tell me a white man can't take a gun to a protest anymore? When they started doing that, it was an ICE protest. I got it. Because, see, I didn't see nobody saying that when Kyle Rittenhouse was out there with his gun at a protest. As a matter of fact, he got away with shooting somebody, and he didn't even have the power to do that. It was cool when they did it. It was cool when they did it. Why was it cool when Kyle Rittenhouse went out there and exercised his Second Amendment right? But when a person who is out there filming, not even out there policing, out there filming, gets shot and killed, all of a sudden the Second Amendment gets thrown out the window. What's good for the goose is obviously not good for the gander. Somebody needs to go to jail. And it ain't the people, it is not the people that are out there protesting right now. It's the guys that are using the American flag as an SS patch. Did you know that the Congress has one of the highest rule failure rates in modern history? Did you know that this Congress has the highest rule failure rate in modern history? Leadership has to rewrite procedures because members don't cooperate. Translation, they don't even trust themselves in the House right now. You need to run for office. I don't know what makes you think you can't run for office if this fool has done what he's done. You be a better elected official. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care. After this, we can no longer look at anybody's history and say they're not qualified to run. After this administration, you could have sold snow cane in the Bluff with gasoline drawers on and a fur coat with two women named Candy on your arms. And you would be a better governor. You'd be better at administrating government than this current administration. Well, we need to get you out there. First word first 99. All you need is $5,000 in the application. Some cases you don't even need that. Sometimes you can just put your name on the ballot and you get in there. Sometimes you can just get enough signatures and you can get on the ballot, like in cities like Chicago. So if you consider a run for office, please look on my channel. Please continue to look on my channel. And if you're considering running for office, please look on my channel. And one of my first videos I did is on if you want to run for office. You're now rocking with Marcus Ferrell Live. I really appreciate everybody for joining me tonight. I'm up late only because I plan on doing another show. Am I lagging right now? Let me come back now. All right, there you go. I'm up late because I plan on doing another show earlier today and end up getting caught up in some other things. We're going to finish the second half of this show. Thank you for rocking with me. Please become a subscriber of Marcus Ferrell Live. I am airing right now on Twitch, Marcus Ferrell Live channel on YouTube, and the mighty clickbaity political thirst trap channel. I am on TikTok, Instagram, all of the social medias. If you like anything that I say, you want me to address anything in particular, you're really rocking with me, feel free, if you're watching me on clickbaity, to send me a super chat. We like that. Y'all ready for the next part? Let's go. Here are the polls. Here are the polls for the GOP. I need you to click this. Here are the polls for the GOP. This is why the GOP is nervous right now. Poll number 1, Trump approval. What it shows, Trump is underwater nationally in all 50 states. What does it mean? He has a very loud base, but his reach is shrinking. He has his lowest approval rating from Republicans out of a Republican in modern political history. That means the Republican Party likes him less than any other Republican in modern history. Because just because you're famous doesn't mean that people like you. GOP favorability, what it shows is that he is negative with independents, meaning that anger is in the plan and yelling is in leadership. Clip it. How is he polling about ICE and DHS? What it shows is that they're declining, especially with my young folks out there under the age of 40. Kids ain't having it. They don't like it. It makes sense. You went to school with some people and you don't like the federal government threatening to shoot you in the face just because you want to go say Black Lives Matter. All lives matter, whatever you want to say. You don't want to get shot by a federal agent that you're paying taxes for. Let's never forget that you're paying taxes. You're paying the bills for the people who are out there trying to hurt you and harm you and treat you like crap. That's right. ICE, you pay ICE's bills. So what the ICE DHS trust poll shows is that they're declining, especially under the age of 40. Force without trust backfires. Respect isn't commanded, is earned. Clip it. Young voter motivation. There is so much motivation from the young voters right now under the age of 40. So much anti-Trump motivation, pro-party excitement. This resistance is driving turnout. We stand to see one of the highest turnouts in modern history come November. This is why they have to train ICE to be the Gestapo right now, because when it comes down to you going to the voting polls, do not think it's going to be underneath their presence and who they are as an organization to put their asses right in front of the voting locations and stop you from voting. Please don't think for 1 second that ICE won't sit out there and try to ask everybody for an ID, saying that, well, you look like you're foreign. Bro, my name is Tyrone. I literally have a tattoo of the Jacksonville Jaguars on my arm. What kind of foreign person is going to do that? It's good that you're motivated. Young people aren't apathetic. And here's the crazy part about it. Typically, young voters are apathetic. What does that mean? That means that y'all don't like to show up and vote. I know when I was younger, I didn't like to show up until I didn't start really voting hardcore until I was, 24 years old. Young voters normally are apathetic. Not this time. They did a recent poll that said 50% of registered 50% of registered 18-year-old voters plan on voting. And another 25% is thinking about it. That's a lot of people. It's a lot higher of a voter turnout than normal. Black voters. How is Trump doing with black voters? I'm going to ask you real quick. How do you think Trump is doing with black voters? Well, even though we're staying at home, what they're saying is that black voters are going to turn out at the same exact numbers that they turned out for Barack Hussein Obama. We don't even have a black person running for president right now. And they're polling black voters and saying that they're about to turn out at the same numbers as President Obama. Now, what do we got so far? We got young folks under the age of 40. We got Republican voters declining. We got young voters voting at a high rate. We have black voters that are planning on voting at a high rate. Disrespect is a mobilizer. Disrespect is a mobilizer. Please believe me. They ask voters, what is their confidence in democracy? How much confidence do they have in current democracy? It's the lowest percentage among young voters. And then older voters, they believe a little bit more. Strongman politics scares the future. People want stability, not dominance. And why does this moment feel so heavy? Why does this moment feel so heavy right now? Well, it's the convergence of a couple of things. ICE aggression, Trump volatility, Republican dysfunction, because they are just a hot mess right now, public exhaustion, and as James Carville said, the economy, stupid. Yeah, we forgot about that. They're pulling all of this stuff with ICE and the Republican dysfunction and all of these things that they're doing, and we still have issues with the economy. So this combo is going to historically leads to reform and escalation. So what we got to be prepared for realistically is that it's only going to get worse. Trump has his own army, and he's weaponizing it as we speak. Yeah, I heard the same thing. Every time black political power grows, the system panics, the mask slips, and force shows up early. Every time black and young voter and brown voter political power escalates, that's when somebody gets taken out. That's historic. Please look it up. Look up Fred Hampton. See what happened to him. If you were winning, if they were winning, they wouldn't be needing to use this much force. That's what y'all need to understand. When power gets nervous, it starts pretending and it starts showing you exactly who they are. They want you tired, family. Why? Because tired people don't vote. Narcissists like chaos. Narcissistic people and narcissistic entities love chaos. They love to keep you confused so you never know which direction you're going. You're tired and you finally submit to their BS. That's exactly why they're doing what they do. This is exactly why the Trump administration is acting the way that they're acting right now. It's been Marcus Ferrell live, man. I wanted to go live real quick for you guys, real quick, just to tell y'all what was happening. You got to be safe out here. There's a problem that we have in America right now as we speak, and that is this is the first time in recent history that a fascist force has been on our streets. But nobody was really bringing this up when they were only putting tanks in Oakland, in Memphis. By the way, shout out to the brothers in Memphis who stole the tank. And I heard they're thinking about coming to Atlanta now. Dear Trump administration, it's not going to be Marcus doing this, but y'all might want to be careful before you come to Atlanta doing all that. Y'all be running around in Durangos too, little scat packs and stuff like that. That's their favorite car down here. Don't leave your car. Don't leave your car. I am proud of America, though. I will say that. I'm proud of America. And this is why I'm proud of America. Because if you ever watched the movie Idiocracy, I absolutely thought that we were headed down that path. I thought we were headed down the path where they would have soda in the water fountains and watering plants with soda sponsored by, and big rallies where we had little whatever. I thought we were headed down that direction. I thought America was stupid. I thought that the GOP and the Republican Party and even some moderate Democrats were going to allow this country to just fail because they were so addicted to corporate power that they were willing to let Trump do whatever the hell he wants to. I was concerned with that. I'm happy to see a little pushback now, though, family. I am. I'm surprised. Here's the problem. We're going to get power back. We're going to get power back. But this cannot be a repeat of 2008. What do I mean by that? Well, we're going to have an opportunity to have the presidency, the House, and the Senate. Our go-to move doesn't need to be we need to turn and go right back to corporate America. The American people want change. The American people are hungry. The American people are sick and tired of allowing corporations. And by the way, we haven't mentioned corporations a lot in this ICE stuff, but do not think for a second that the American corporations that are making billions of dollars has nothing to do with this. This instability that we have by ICE. You think Trump is just doing this randomly? There's a bunch of billionaire friends that he has right now that are actually happy that these ICE raids are going on. They know that this is a setup for an election, that a rigged election to keep him and the Republican Party in power. But they made so many mistakes across the board. These fools try to gerrymander. You know how bad the Republican Party is right now? You know how bad Trump is? He can't even gerrymander right. Republicans are excellent at gerrymandering. That's their skill set. They've been gerrymandering seats for about the past 30 years, and they've been excellent at it. They give one Negro a seat in the state, and then every other seat is contested, and then they have 3 Republican seats. That's how they always maintain power. How did Trump mess that up? Well, you know how he did it. If you don't know how he did it, Democrats ended up using the gerrymandering power in their states, and now Congress not only is going to flip by itself, but there's even like 10 to 12 more safe seats on top of what's already going to be flipped. The Trump administration can't even gerrymander the correct way. I find it interesting. This is going to be fun, and I'm proud of you. We cannot go back to the same type of politics where it becomes corporate first. But there's something in history that I like a lot, and we got to remember. Every time in history that there's been a fascist regime, the next government that after the fascist regime became a lot more progressive, a lot more liberal in thought. So Trump fans, you thought it was bad, but hey, you guys, y'all administration ushered in an era that y'all are definitely not going to be happy about. But I hope that half of y'all leadership doesn't even make it past the court date that y'all are going to have, because there's so many criminals in the current administration. Anyway, it's been fun, man. I'm up late. Wanted to go live, get that out. This has been Marcus Ferrell Live, man. Like, subscribe, share my stuff, man. No matter where you're watching it from, share my stuff. Go over to Twitch, follow me on TikTok. Leave me a super chat. If you're not leaving me a super chat, just please like the channel, rewatch the channel. I'll be live in the morning. Peace out.